Welcome back to the Productive Not Busy podcast with me, Wayne Weathersby. We are addressing the needs of business owners and salespeople all over the world, planting the seeds for a secure future. Remember, mindset, action, attitude, approach, all of that matters, and we can help you with that. Remember, you want to develop a dominating team of employees, and you want to do a business that is both fun and profitable. Well, we can help you with that. Customers have high expectations. With our help, we can put you on the path to taking your business to the next level. We can evaluate the 3 Ps that make the difference between being successful or just getting by in your business. That's people, process, and procedures. So give yourself the best odds of being successful, and let's make this happen. And here we go. Welcome back, guys. Today, we are going to cover the something for nothing aspiration. I don't know if any of you gamble or not or go to the casinos, but if you've ever stood in the casino and looked out over the sea of people at the slot machines wondering what these people are chasing after at a slot machine. Why do they stay up all night, bleary-eyed, just plunking quarters, mindlessly in the machine, pulling the handle and losing cash when they really don't have any extra cash to spare? Or have you ever been in the high rollers room to witness wealthy men and women separate themselves from tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars in under minutes? What drives this craziness? There's a secret psychological trigger that affects almost every human being. People have what they call a something for nothing aspiration. That is, most people are programmed to desperately want or get something for nothing. So last year alone, Americans spent $49 billion playing the lottery, and Vegas made $10 billion in profit. Horse racing, betting, game shows, real estate investing, buy one, get one free sales, extreme couponing, you name it. These are just a few additional examples of the aspiration at work. When you think about it like that, you realize how far-reaching and powerful the trigger really is. It affects us all to some degree, really. No one is immune to it. Smart people, dumb people, tall people, short people, rich people, good credit, bad credit. It gets us all. What we're about to reveal in this episode is extremely sensitive and can be used for good or evil. Our preference, of course, is that you use it for good. In fact, if you're shady and you're someone who rips people off and steals, misleads, lies, cheats, then maybe you ought to just take a hike and skip the rest of this episode. So know that it's just us well-intentioned folks. Let's continue. It is possible, even advisable, to leverage the something for nothing aspiration in your effort to attract customers and cause people to choose you right now. There's nothing dirty about it. It's the driving force behind all salespeople. But it's important that you understand the science behind it and that you can maximize the effects of the application. See, what it boils down to is this: special offers tickle customers' greedy gland. If you want to capitalize on something for nothing psychological trigger, you need to properly make special offers. And we're going to show you how to do that. There's an excellent example of this at work recently in a car dealership that I visited. And back in the day, when I was in the car business, we had a program called Cash for Clunkers. When people were given the opportunity to trade in their worthless piece of junk and get $4,500 for it, people sprang into action in droves. I think nationally we sold like 690,000 cars under this program. How many of these people do you think were in the market before that program? Very few. It was the greed factor. In fact, the vast majority of people that we sold to were people who weren't really in the market before that promotion. I was going through some of my notes from back in the day. And that was one of the points that I made mention of in my notes, is that we were taking people that absolutely said they were not in the market before that program. So they were accelerated into the market or converted from being a non-intended buyer and driven by the something for nothing aspiration, really. The promotion had nothing to do with people in the market because it didn't talk about price or vehicles or even features. Even though it had nothing to do with the price or the vehicle, the market went from selling a few cars to selling a whole bunch of cars in a real short period of time. So where did all the buyers come from? Well, I was going back through my notes and trying to figure out, the peaks and valleys of what worked and didn't work in the past from marketing. And they were motivated in the market not by price or vehicle selection, but it was something else totally. They were motivated by a special offer that had the power to solve a problem. You hear me talk about that all the time. Money exchanges hands when you solve a problem. Specifically, there were 3 big elements to this program that made it so effective. And the elements caused the market to react very rapidly and dramatically. If you want the market to react rapidly to your offer, you'll want to make sure that it includes these same 3 elements. This may be the biggest tactical takeaway from this whole podcast. Here's the formula. Scarcity plus urgency plus believability equals dramatic and rapid response. Scarcity is when there's a limit or something, a number of people who can take advantage of the offer that you're making. Urgency is there when there's a limited amount of time to take advantage of that offer. And believability is when the customer or the client is true. Important to the note, just because it is true doesn't mean that they believe it. There's a huge difference between believability and truth. They work best when combined, but you don't really want to confuse them and try to substitute one for the other. Your offer should be true and believable. So why does this work? Well, in my experience, it shows that when you create a deadline or a sense of urgency, when you give people a time frame in which they need to respond, response dramatically increases when you give them a time frame. Most companies don't understand that the fact that they miss putting deadlines and reasons to act now into their marketing. People are terrified of missing the opportunity. Fear of loss is always stronger motivator than the potential for gain. That previous program that I spoke of had an urgency because there was an end date. Same concept as at work with scarcity. People are worried that they'll run out before they get there, so they rush to get their fair share, no matter what it is. And that program had scarcity because there were limited funds, and they were only available for so long, and once they were gone, they were gone. But the key is, it's all worthless without believability. See, that program had believability because it had been backed by the federal government. However, there's a much easier way to create believability, a way you can control presenting a reason why. Simply put, a reason why is exactly what it sounds like. It's a reason why you're making an offer. The vast majority of all offers made in any kind of retail marketing, they miss this completely. Customers are inclined to believe despite there's something for nothing aspiration. Most advertising is false advertising. Special offers are generally suspect because they exist in a vacuum. For instance, 50% off because there's no reason, just because. So people are skeptical, specifically when the offer is coming from like a car dealer, boat dealer, RV dealer. There's a tremendous opportunity for car dealers, especially, to forget about nonsense offers that have no bias in reality and start finding real reasons to make special offers. A truthful and believable offer that is truthful and believable reason is the most powerful marketing element in existence. If customers don't believe your offer, they're unlikely to peel themselves away from the TV. Lotteries and casinos need occasional winners that they can advertise to build people's hope and their greed gland. Network marketing needs success stories. Special offers from car dealers, for example, need a truthful and believable reason why. It is what it is. So in the car business, there's a proliferation of advertisers who know enough about marketing to realize that they need to create sales promotions just like any other retail outlet and give the sales promotion a name. like March Madness or Monster Sale. That ties into something generic. Maybe the promotion even has some kind of urgency to it, like this week only. But again, has no believability. To me, it's really cliche, overdone, overused. The promotion is so incredibly transparent that it embodies a lame, irrelevant message. You may already be aware of the increase in traffic that has come from using these tricks of scarcity, urgency, and believability. But unless you've devised a completely new message and create some real believability in your marketing, you haven't experienced the power of it. That previous program that I spoke of had such powerful believability because the government basically endorsed it. See, Cash for Clunkers wasn't some car dealer hype or gimmick. It was a real deal that was going on. Now, what we've discovered is that you can make a Cash for Clunkers-like phenomenon occur every single month by making real offers and expressing the reason for the offer. Imagine standing in your showroom with people lining up, people who woke up in the morning with absolutely no intention of buying a car that day, or a boat, or an RV. And now these people are asking for your help. They're lining up and seeking a solution for a problem only you can provide, and they're not sensitive to price. I promise you'll sell more of your product than you've ever imagined you could, and soon realize an average gross profit that is higher than it's ever been, because you're not focusing on price. It's really not a fantasy. This is a constant reality every single day for all of our clients. So if you decide to do this on your own, you have to get creative and come up with a new way to explain why you're having the sale or making the special offer. And you have to do it every single month in a fresh and fun and relevant way. For instance, if you're offering to pay more for a trade-in than ever before, you must explain why you would do such a thing. Is it because there's not enough used cars to go around, or because used car prices are rising at the auction and you can't buy enough out there, or you're going to cut prices on a specific vehicle? Why? It is because you received more than you ordered, or that there's a space constraint, let's say. Given a reasonable explanation why you would offer something for nothing, most people would be more than happy to rush to receive that offer. Of course, the profit takers, or the profit snatchers, don't want you to know the little secret, and they surely don't want you to be armed with the tools to accomplish this mission. They want you to be defenseless on your back, revealing your soft underbelly with low prices as your only cover. So that's your only negotiation tool. This way, you're an easy kill later when they want your territory. Feel that you're no longer an asset or done or competition for any of the other people that do what you do.